Oh, hello friends, and welcome to the Saitama Stacker channel. Hey, all you Wolfpack members out there, I appreciate you stopping in and supporting the channel. If you are new, this is your first time in, and you're not currently holding Saitama, you're also very welcome to be here. I hope that you find this information valuable as you evaluate your decision to add Saitama to your portfolio. Of course, this video is not intended as investment advice, but rather just for entertainment and community building. So, with no further ado, let's jump into the video. Before I get into the fundamentals of Saitama and what's been going on the last 24 hours, I do want to let you know that because of the growth of our community, which this channel is growing actually quite rapidly, faster than I expected, I'm starting to see some things that are a little bit alarming. So in the comments, I'm finding people using that as advertising for what may or may not be reputable advisors. And so it's certainly not the place for that. And I will delete those comments. I've seen one particular comment intended to scam people, trying to send them to a fake website. So absolutely do not buy any of your cryptocurrency from any non-reputable source. Use the major players, use the trust wallets, use the MetaMask, use Coinbase wallet to do your trading, and vet things out before you jump into them. I noticed also today in Twitter, one of the devs, Max Hernandez, posted that somebody is also doing a scam that's a fake trading thing. And essentially, if you go in and use these fake sites, they're calling it Saitama swap, which does not exist. So, but you go in there, essentially all it does is take your tokens and transfer them to their wallet, and they're gone, and there's nothing you can do about it. So be very careful, and please, in the comment section, be respectful. Now, there are some comments we're going to go over today that are just dissenting opinions, and I'll never take those out because I think it's fair to hear everybody. And I would ask, if you are putting in a dissenting opinion and you have any information you want to share with the community, please list some sources. So, and we will get into those later. That's the whole reason for today's video. You've noticed I've got it titled, "Is Saitama Priming for a Rug Pull?" So, with that said, let's take a quick look at the fundamentals for Saitama. This is off the Saitama token website. You can see the holders currently at 41,799. The volume, a record 17,484,000, and the market cap currently at 879 million. And what does that mean for Saitama in the last 24 hours? I keep in a spreadsheet just a daily count of this, and it's not exactly on a 24-hour rotation, but more or less. So between yesterday and today, 41,799 is an additional 2,000 nearly Saitama holders, which is just crazy. That's 5% of the current token holdership. My guess is we make 50,000 by the end of the month. And if we keep this pace, it will happen well before the end of the month. The market cap expansion of 110 million, that's incredible. The volume, 17,500,000, by far the largest day in volume. As you know, that's super exciting for me because this, as the Saitama Stacker channel, it's intended to show people how the Saitama reward system work. And the more volume there is, the better the rewards are going to be. And when I show you, you're going to be blown away. It's totally awesome. Of course, we bumped up a little bit in the ranking, and the burn percentage ticked up to 55.2%. So we're steadily moving on that burn. For those of you who don't understand the burn and the rewards, I will give you an overview towards the end of the video. So let's see. Let's take a look at price. So price right now, very exciting for Saitama. If we were to look at the last 24 hours, Saitama is up, albeit not a ton from this time yesterday, but from certain times yesterday when I made the video, it's up substantially. And if we look at the high-low, we bumped off of 97.65. So we just almost ate the zero yesterday. That is a new all-time high. And I'm pretty darn confident that we will see that zero go away, and we'll be at an 8 zeros and digits instead of 9 zeros and digits here in the next, hopefully in the next coming days here. Of course, nobody has a crystal ball. Again, it's not investment advice, it's just my opinion, but I do see a lot of excitement, and the momentum is really still there. Now, Saitama is doing this. You look at like a 7-day. The 7-day on this, it's amazing what this has done, and that's in a declining market overall. So the cryptocurrency space is declining just a little bit over the last 24 hours, but Saitama continues to be strong. I think reasons for that have to do with the size of the project and currently the excitement that's surrounding it. And I think that will continue into the future. So with that said, I want to look at a couple of YouTube comments. And I'm not calling these people out, actually. I think there are people who have legitimate concerns, and there's reasons for that. So this one here in particular, Matthew Walker says, dude, this is a rug pull. So many people will lose so much money. The reason I'm leaving that up there is because I think it is reasonable to have a certain level of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. It's called being cautious, and nobody should invest in anything without doing research. Now, I wish Mr. Walker would have given us a little bit of context to why he feels that way. I'm going to dispute that today. I don't feel like it's possible at this point to do a rug pull. It would be one thing to call it a pump and dump. A pump and dump, you could look at what happened with Bitcoin and Ethereum in August. They were way up around $60,000 for Bitcoin. Ethereum was at all-time highs, and then out of nowhere, they dropped way down. Bitcoin dropped down to like 20,000. People were taking money, and these markets are small enough that they can be manipulated by people who have large positions. So is it possible that we could see kind of a pump and dump? It's possible. I mean, who's to say? I don't think we're there. But as far as a rug pull goes, rug pull is a real deal. And let's talk about that and why. If you look at CoinMarketCap, this actually has ticked up. It was less than 12,000 currencies when I started my show prep 15 minutes ago. Now there are 12,010 currencies, cryptocurrencies. It literally takes almost nothing to create a cryptocurrency. If we go out and look at world currencies, this is just the Wikipedia page, so take it for what it's worth, but there are 180 recognized currencies as legal tender. 180. Cryptocurrencies, 12,000. Do we need 12,000 cryptocurrencies? Probably not, and most of them are going to fail. If they don't have a use case, if they don't have some reason for existing, they are going to fail. One thing I found that is fascinating, though, if you look at El Salvador in the list, Bitcoin is now listed as El Salvador's legal tender. So they use the United States dollar and they're using Bitcoin. So you can't say cryptocurrencies are not legitimate and that they don't have a place. The fact that El Salvador is using this, I think you'll start to see other countries come online as well. But do we need 12,000 currencies? Probably not. And I personally have seen that, the rug pull. This is my Coinbase wallet. And you can see here, grapefruit, now 81 cents. This represents a $200 investment for me. They never came out with what's called a white paper. That is kind of the official sheet that talks about the plan for the currency, what the tokenomics are. And they just launched it with a bunch of hype. It launched around the same time as Shiba Swap, which seemed to lend it a little bit of credibility. There were people back and forth saying, let's get the SHIB army on board with grapefruit. I thought it had potential. This was before I did a ton of research. it basically popped up a little bit and then it just flat out died. And I don't think it's coming back. So, a rug pull is a real deal. It's something to be concerned about. And so as far as comments like that go, I don't think this is a rug pull. I'll give some rationale as to why. But if you have some rationale for why it is, please put it out there for us. I mean, we want to be objective. We want to make decisions based on real information and not just sheer conjecture or fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Like I say, it's a good thing to have a little bit of fear and a little bit of uncertainty because it should cause you to do some research. So when I look at Saitama, what makes me think probably not a rug pull? First of all, the community is large. 40,000 it's small in terms of the big cryptocurrencies, but it is large compared to the ones I see getting rug pulled. They'll let them run up to 5,000 holders. The coin or the currency will go up by 10x, and all of a sudden, whoever it is that created them rips out a big portion of the tokens, and then the next thing you know, the small investors that have come in have taken the hit. But with Saitama, we know who Saitama is. We know who the dev team is. We know that they're actual real people. They've incorporated Saitama. They have had meetings together to discuss the future of Saitama, and they're bringing projects online like Saitamask, which should launch in November. This is the wallet / one-stop shop for DeFi, buying and selling goods and services, learning platform, NFTs, and also a gaming platform. So how do we know that they're going to come through with some of these things? Well, we can't say we know for certain, but what we can say is they've actually taken action. So they've got a $50 million deal with BlazeFire Games. Just for fun, I search who's BlazeFire Games because I want to know, is it somebody on the dev team? Are we just taking $50 million out of the community and placing it somewhere else? Well, this Isaiah Reese is CEO and the co-founder of BlazeFire Games. This guy has an amazing resume. He's one of only 100 African Americans certified in the United States as a digital marketing professional. He received honors from South Carolina State University and is an inductee into the School Business Alumni's Hall of Fame. Started a business called My Biz Kid, Men in Motion. I mean, you go through and you read this. So this is just Google search. Who owns BlazeFire Games? Okay, this guy is legitimate, and in a comforting sense, he is not part of the dev team for Saitama. So I think they're very serious about accomplishing their goals, and they're going to move this forward. Folks, with that said, I am going to move on to rewards because the video is starting to get a little long in the tooth. So again, I'm going to show you my Coinbase wallet. You can see that my current Saitama stacks are 1,034,482,356,126. If we put that into the tracker, this number makes me happy. Hopefully those of you who are tracking your rewards, I'm sure you're happy today too. So putting that in the tracker, that's an increase of 550 million tokens over yesterday. My total in 20 days is 5,700,000,000 tokens, currently valued at about $50. Now, if you guys were to go back and look at my original videos from just 2 weeks ago, you're going to see that's a hearty increase. This is what I was actually kind of expecting might happen. We're getting lots of tokens right now. The token count will go down as the project goes on, but as the price increases, having this big stack of tokens is, this is a buy-in position for some people, and this is just what I've received in rewards. It's more than 10%. Not quite. It's a little less than 10% of what my initial investment in the project is. So it's an incredible system. Where do the rewards come from? On the Saitama website, you'll see that there's a passive income system. So every time somebody buys or sells Saitama, 2% of that transaction is withheld and redistributed to the pool of holders, which means if you hold the token, you get rewards. Now, you don't have to stake them. You don't have to create liquidity pool tokens. It's just a reward for holding. Also, 2% of every transaction is burned. So the supply of tokens is going down over time. And it will be a slow burn. I mean, it's a massive quantity of tokens, but as the token count decreases, each token should be worth a little bit more. So I love that about this. Now, one last thing that I wanted to talk about. Let's find some kind of a pretty background to talk about with it. We'll give it an update here. 41,799, 41,815. So we had about 20 holders during our conversation here. So in terms of risk mitigation, if you're worried about a rug pull, if you're worried about just this thing turning around and dropping the other direction, very few people right now have lost money in Saitama because every day it's setting new highs. But here are a couple of risk mitigation strategies. First of all, if you are holding Saitama, then you double your value. For me, that happened a long time ago. But say you start with $200 and the price keeps going up and you have $400. Well, sell half of it. Put the $200 back in your pocket, and then there's no more emotion left in it. You're basically playing on the house money, and if it keeps expanding, then that's great. If it tanks out for some reason, well, you're not hurt because you took your money out. I'm not doing that. I'm actually holding because I think that we've got the potential to take this. I'm almost 10x right now in my investment. I think we've got the potential to go another 10x on this. So that's just my opinion, and I'm holding. You guys see every day that my token count does not decrease. So let's see. Second piece of advice. So diversification. Okay. Saitama token, cryptocurrency in general, investments in general, they are not wives, they're not girlfriends, they're not husbands, they're not boyfriends. They don't get upset if you have more than one. So you can see, and I'm going to actually start playing. This is a screen copy from my phone, but I have several cryptocurrencies here. You're also going to see that I have several different platforms. Robinhood, I've got inside my Robinhood account I've got some stocks, but I also hold Bitcoin, I hold Ethereum, I hold Litecoin. You can buy Dogecoin in there as well. I've got several platforms, Acorns for savings. I've got Coinbase. I've got Crypto.com, Voyager, Kraken. I'm trying all these so I can be more astute and give you guys the best information. My Coinbase wallet, MetaMask, Trust Wallet, Webull, an investment platform. You can have more than one investment. If I were to roll that back just a tiny bit, you'll also see here, I've got a couple of major brokerages in these accounts right here. That's where my serious money is. Okay, my retirement money, I have professionals that help me with it, and I buy investments that are tried and true. And before Saitama took off, I would say 95% of my total savings is in these major brokerages in stock market related investments, and they're highly diversified. Now, diversification doesn't just mean having more than one type of cryptocurrency. You want assets that are not highly correlated. So the whole cryptocurrency market goes down, possible all the tokens could go with it. So you need to expand into some other investments as well. There's easy ways to do it. And I'll be probably using some of these for ways to look at some additional side incomes. But this Acorns I really like. It's one that you can essentially have it round up your transactions from making purchases, and it automatically invests into a diversified portfolio. So there's lots of different options, but diversify. If you're super concerned, don't be afraid to take some profits. I mean, people say diamond hands all the way, and I'm doing that right now. I believe in the project, and I think it's too early to pull out. I feel like I'd be killing the golden goose because every day it's laying eggs. For me, more than 5 billion in a couple of weeks here. But truthfully, I mean, the reason we invest is to earn profits. So if you want to take some profits off the table and it helps you have more peace of mind, that's great. What the future holds, nobody knows. This could continue to skyrocket like it is, and it could pull back. It's just really hard to say. We don't know what kind of things are going to happen out in the environment at large. But what we can say right now is this has tremendous momentum. I'm going to go back to my spreadsheet and back to those holders and just, again, take a chance to marvel at what's going on here, folks. Okay. At the beginning of the month, 31,000 holders. Now there's 41,000. That is a full 33% increase in 20 days. It's just phenomenal growth and phenomenal interest in this project. So I think we're going to burn a zero here really quick. But again, it's the risk is up to you. It's your money at stake. Do your own research. And folks, please, if you like the content, subscribe and leave comments below if you have questions. As people put their comments in, please feel free to respond to them. This is a community thing. It doesn't have to be me trying to help people. Let's do this together. And folks, I hope you're having a wonderful day. And I'll check back with you tomorrow and we'll watch the Saitama stacks grow together.